I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hi, y'all. It's Amelia Sai, and we're back for another episode of Day Twitter, honey. Yes, I am here with Brian and Ollie, but we have a very special guest, Gibson. John, how are you? How is everyone?
I'm holding up, you know, as good as we can ask for, so.
Cute. I'll take it. It's a low bar in quarantine.
It really is a low bar, but, you know.
Love it. How are you boys doing? Ollie, Brian, you're good?
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. yeah.
Just like,
honestly, the first thing I thought was like horny. Like literally, that's like what I wanted to say. So you know,
I mean, everyone.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
My sentiment exactly. I'm good. I'm content.
I just
get
want
it.
attention. Like I'm talking to like everybody and their dad just because I want attention. I'm just like, okay, yeah, like whatever. Like just talk to me.
I respect that. I unfollowed. I kind of muted all of the porn stars I follow on Twitter because it was just making me sad. It's not fun anymore. It was just too sad. I get it. Well,
Too much of what you can't have right now.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it just felt like it was being dangled in front of my face. Well, you know, actually, I do
Literally.
like that.
Hanging
Anyways.
in front of your face. Low hanging.
Oh no, Brian, too much. Before the show gets ridiculous, our episode is a little spicy and naughty this week, so just bear with us. We have a lot to dive into. Bruno Duarte, who was on Below Deck, and he kind of came out on the show, which was really a wonderful story. We're going to dive into how he is working with Cult Studios to do kind of a very intimate porn moment. We're going to dive into that. We're going to talk about Sam Smith loving poppers, honey. He is talking about how him and Nicole Scherzinger were doing poppers all over England. So we're going to dive into that, which is fun. I was like, yes, Sam. And then we're going to talk about Vanessa Williams on Celeb Drag Race. We're going to talk about this New York dad who has a really cute TikTok where he sings Mariah Carey songs to his daughter, whether or not she wants it. So I love that. I'm here for that. Real Housewives of Atlanta is doing a Zoom reunion. And what better person than Gibson to give us some tea on that and to really give us the lowdown. We're very excited to have him. And then we have Pop Diva Dish with Brian. We're talking all about Selena Gomez. Can't wait. It's going to be amazing. And then Ollie has Read All About It. We're also talking about more porn. So we got even more porn stories. It's amazing.
Yay.
It really, I think it echoes a lot of queer people out there who are horny AF, for lack of a better word. So it really,
So
our
eloquent.
show,
That was so eloquent.
Thank you.
You're away with
That's what I'm here
words.
for. You know, I'm here for, you know, saying horny AF. I told my dad I was tired AF, and he was like, I don't understand what the AF is about. I was like, Dad, it's okay. We're learning. We're teaching. It's okay. It's good. And then we're obviously going to get into a little interview with Gibson, but we're going to kind of flip it around. We're going to do the interview first. So Gibson, let me start with you. We're going to start right. We're going to get into it. And then the boys will ask their questions as well. So I wanted to ask you, so you're, you know, a Bravo obsessive, kind of covering entertainment news. I love all of your segments. One of my favorites is the one you did with Margaret Joseph from Real Housewives of New Jersey, about the whole pool
Love
thing.
her.
And
Yes.
so good.
Yes.
So layered,
She's one of my
so
faves.
good.
She is one of my
Is she?
faves. So I started my career like 5 years ago, and that was around the time when she joined. Maybe she joined like 1 or 2 years into that. And so I did a phone interview like when nobody knew who she was, and that was back when I was like saying yes to literally everything. And if it was a housewife, I would take it. I don't care if I'd never heard of them or if they were brand new. Like I did the same thing with Eden Sassoon from Beverly Hills. It was just sort of like, I'll take it. So Margaret, I did a phoner with her back in the day, and we just like stayed in contact through the years. And I've interviewed her every season since, at least once. And
Love that.
we're social media friends now, and she's just the best. Like I think she is like, she breathed new life into Jersey, and I love her. The one-liners are they just like pile up for her, and it's just like, it's impossible to keep track of them. So
I love that.
Yeah, I love her.
That was my question. Who's your favorite housewife? So
She's one of them for sure. One of the ones that, you know, always is, you never know what you're going to get with Sonia Morgan. You know, it's like a little bit like it's talking in circles a little bit, figuring out what exactly is going on. But that's kind of the fun of it. And she is just like such a positive light. Like she has so much good energy around her. So I love her. And And then I would also say Bethany. Like, I just think Bethany was like is a challenge to interview in a good way. You know, like I was the first time I talked to Bethany, I was obviously so nervous and like it was just I didn't know whether to like. I kind of went in with low expectation just because she's my favorite housewife ever. So like I just, I wanted it to go well. She was great, and I've talked to her several times since that first time, and she remembers faces. She is like very engaging. As long as you don't come in there with like an ulterior motive or whatever, like let her say her piece. She's great. So obviously miss her on the show a little bit, even though New York's still amazing. But yeah, Bethany is also up there, just like an all-timer for sure.
I love that. I love that. On that question, I just thought of something else. What do you think of Leia?
Oh, well, I talked to Leah on Monday.
Okay.
I interviewed her on Monday. It's not out yet. But I love her like so much. I think it is so rare for a new housewife to make a mark even in just her first episode like she did. Like it was immediately clear that she was bringing cool, fun, young energy to the group. She was gonna be sort of like the voice of the audience, I think, this season. Absolutely. She is saying what everyone else is thinking, and she's firing off in the confessionals, which is what we all love. Like that's where we get some of our best one-liners, I think. It's just like, and she's giving it to us, and she's also being really, really open. Like we already know so much about her, and it's been like less than 5 episodes, and that's also we don't get that usually. Like, I mean, we know like a lot about her childhood. We know that she has struggled with alcohol. We know about her, her ex-boyfriend and her daughter and their whole situation. And she's already been fun. So I'm just like, there's nothing for me, like her on the show, there's nothing not to like. And like,
agreed.
I don't know. She's been a nice foil for Tinsley as well, I think.
True, I agree with that. And the way that she took control of those tiki torches and was throwing them naked was a full move.
I mean, Survivor could never. Like they wish. Leah with those tiki torches, and then the fact that people realized that she hated them because they represented white supremacy. Like even better. Like fuck me up. Like it is like I'm loving the layers of this what she's bringing to this show. Right
I had to Google that, and I was like, this is a real thing. Like they
Charlottesville, I know. Yeah.
Like, what? So that was really layered.
Yeah, not immediately clear, but like, yeah. And like, she's already had classic moments, and like, she's a newbie. I love it.
Absolutely, and her TikTok is flying off.
The TikTok game is off the chain. Like,
is off the chain. She's awesome.
The reenacting your husbands in the pool, like, done. Here for it.
She's very sweet, and she responds. If you comment, she'll respond. She's very on it.
I asked her about her black hat that she was wearing, and I was like, I want one. She was like, I'm working with the designer, we're gonna make them available again. They're sold out right now, but like it's gonna happen. So
oh my god, that's amazing.
Here for her.
I'm like such a Bravo fan. I could talk to you all day.
I know.
But boys, what are your questions?
I have one. So I do know you're obsessed with Bravo, but I also have seen you do so many other amazing celebrity interviews. I saw Chloe and Scott. I saw Venus Williams. Yeah, so those are so fun. So I want to know like what kind of prompted you to get into like celebrity interviews and entertainment?
Yeah, it sort of happened by accident, but it's always been a passion of mine. I mean, like celebrity culture and just pop culture in general has always been a passion of mine ever since I fell in love with Britney Spears when I was 5 years old. Like,
there it is.
it's just like that was like I just like have never looked back, and it's just like music, TV, movies, celebrity, like any of it does it for me. Like I will see all the Oscar movies every year. Like I'll watch all the trashy reality shows, but I'll also watch, the mini series that everyone's talking about. I'll take it all in. Like I'm just obsessed. And so when it became an opportunity to like write about that for a living, I jumped on it. And then the interviews was sort of like a side part of it that like it wasn't part of my job description necessarily back when I started it, but like I incorporated it, and there was time for me to be doing that and reaching out to PR people and setting these things up. So at the beginning, I just like was saying yes to literally everything. Like, I would talk to like somebody who I've literally never heard of, would Google them 10 minutes before the interview and just like have questions ready to go. But like, that's what got me good at interviewing, was because like, I would just like, I could sort of practice on people that like the stakes were lower. And then when it came to interview people that I really cared about, like then I felt more prepared. And so like, it's just fun to, and I'm sure you guys know, like, it's fun that you can be paid to do stuff like this and just like to talk about things you like to talk about and like pick people's brains that you see on your TV every week. Like I love that. Like it's been really fun.
Yes.
So yeah,
Love
but
that. Thank you.
Chloe and Scott, it was that's like top 2. Like that's just like that was when you get a Kardashian, like
right.
And she was amazing.
I love her.
Yeah. Obsessed.
Who would you
So
like?
good.
Who are some of like? Who do you think is a good fit for like Housewives? Do you have like a dream housewife to be implemented on like a certain season, or who are you question. Like? Who are you rooting for? Because I mean, I never thought I would see Denise Richards, who like I had a crush on. I had a crush on growing up. You know, like
a crush, right?
Like
okay.
a crush.
That's how you know you're gay. If you have a
wanted
crush
to
on
be her.
Denise Richards.
You wanted to be her, right?
A little bit. She just was.
You wanted to be making out with James Bond. Just admit it.
Right. Okay, I'm exposed, but yeah, like who?
Denise,
who would you
like
want?
yeah. That's a really good question. It's hard to like really think about who. I mean, I think the obvious like franchise that you think of like adding somebody that you already recognize would be Beverly Hills. Like they've already done that. They did that with Rinna. They did that with Denise, Garcelle. Somebody who like, you know, this has been talked about, but I genuinely like would actually love to see Lala from Vanderpump Rules like jump from Pump Rules to Beverly Hills. I think it's like, I mean, she has the looks to compete with Dorit and the best of them. You know, she has like the fiery, like even just like watching her interact with some of the people, it's almost like when she like is fighting with Raquel, you're like, this is just like an uneven matchup. Like why are we even going after her? It's like, no, like I want Lala to raise the stakes for herself and like go on to Beverly Hills and you know, like hash it out with Rinna or like, you know, I think that's where like that could be really fun. I know she's like a little young right now, but Teddy was young when she joined like 3 years ago.
Absolutely.
Jax is older than Teddy, so you know it's not too young. So that's probably who I like is who's my obvious answer for like a recognizable figure to join. But yeah, it's just like.
What are your thoughts on the rumors about Caitlyn Jenner?
You know, I don't love
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that one out there, but just had to know.
That's a good question.
I you know, I respect everything that Caitlyn like, you know, has done and like the visibility that she brought to the community, but she's not my favorite. Like I just think that like she she like I don't know, I just like don't really like trust her intentions sometimes with like whenever she's making headlines, I'm like, what's like the ulterior motive here sometimes?
Sure.
And I think it's telling, like we never see her on Keeping Up with the Kardashians anymore. Like they're like, I just like, I don't know. I would not love to see that, to be honest. I'd love for somebody else to get that spot, but you know.
Interesting.
I'm here for the rumor though.
Yes.
Yeah.
It could be good TV though. You never know.
It could
but
be good TV.
Like
I know. But I don't know. I just like don't know if she has it
problematic.
in her. And also, to be honest, like I don't love like her ensembles. Like I think that like Caitlyn like Beverly Hills is like the like glam fashion franchise for us, and like I'm not sure Caitlyn has that. She's like the more laid back Malibu. I guess she's more of like the Denise style. Yeah, I guess.
You'd want someone to bring drama. I don't think she would bring drama. I don't think she's entertaining. She's just too, like you said, she's relaxed.
And I'm not sure she's like that authentic. I don't think she would be that authentic in this like environment necessarily.
Right.
I just like don't see that.
That makes a lot of sense.
I can't picture her like in a fight or an argument.
Yeah, it's like I mean it's sort of like it's like yeah, exactly. She would like drive away. Like I think that like Rinna versus Caitlyn Jenner, like I'm just like again, talk about an uneven matchup, you know? Like come on.
Yeah.
Caitlyn could be like, yeah, I'm gonna get out of there. Like
I feel like we're talking about I love like talking about Housewives to the point where it's like a sports. Like we're literally talking about matchups.
Yeah, touchdown, field
This
goal.
is my Super Bowl, people. Come on.
It is. It's our March Madness. It's our brackets, like
It
which
really
housewife in
is.
what city. So it's a big thing. Before we move on to our hot topics, I just wanted to ask you one question about Sutton, because we got this a lot on Twitter. Like she's quite polarizing, but then in the last episode she cried, and I kind of like finally warmed up to her. So what are your thoughts on her?
I think that I'm really glad she's there. Like, I think that she is spicing it up in like a way that obviously Beverly Hills needed it. Like Beverly Hills last season was like not fun to watch for me. I really did not enjoy it. So my expectations were pretty low this season, even though like the trailer was amazing. It kind of felt like it was going to be like really like heavy at the end, but like pretty light at the beginning, but it has not been that way. So I'm glad that she's there to just like, she's kind of just like a bomb they threw into the cast and like nobody knows what to do with her, I think.
Right.
But that being said, I do think she tries a little bit too hard to be funny, and I think that she thinks she's being funnier than she actually is. I'm not like, you can just tell by the looks on all their faces that it's just like they're just like not having it with her, and that, but like like in a total opposite way than like New York and Leah has like gelled. I just don't see Sutton ever like totally being like vibing with the rest of them.
Right.
But again, like, but then again, like I am glad that she is just like blowing it all up and just like calling Teddy boring at a dinner table with 20 people and like thinking that she's like so high fashion just because she has money. Like that's like the kind of stuff that we need on these shows. So like I might not like love her personally, but I appreciate her.
Yeah.
She reminds me a little of $25,000 sunglasses girl. Like
yeah, I've seen
and...
that comparison, and like I definitely like same energy for sure. Same energy.
Yeah. It's like the same vibe. It's like trying too hard. Dana, that's what it was. Yep. It's like the energy of trying. It's 25, like it's just a little much.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just not talk about, it's just like, again, it's not authentic. Like it's just like not, it's like a little bit forced, and that's why it's great, but also sort of why it's not great for me.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. Well, thank you for answering all of our questions.
Of course.
That was amazing.
It was fun.
Of course. Thank you for being here. You're the best. Let's jump into, let's talk about Bruno. So Bruno Duarte was like, everyone was salivating over him. He was on Below Deck a couple seasons ago. That's one of my favorite shows on Bravo. So I was really excited to see this headline. So he actually had a boyfriend at home, according to this article, during the show. So I don't know if the producers, like, I'm not going to say anyone like forced him, but they made this whole coming out thing of him being bisexual and all this stuff. But the whole time he had a boyfriend at home. And turns out like maybe that story was somewhat produced, but they really like kind of played up that storyline on Below Deck. And then now I guess the CEO of Colt Studios, which is a porn site, like kind of slid into his DMs, and then they set up this thing with him and his boyfriend to do kind of, again, they call it intimate moment, but I think it's just porn. So I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, like what? You got to see it to know, I guess.
I guess I tried to find it, but it hasn't released yet. But it feels like just an OnlyFans that they're probably paying more for, like up front. So I'm like, I don't know what's happening. It sounds a little dark. So what are your thoughts, guys, about this? Like, is it just trying to get some attention around Bruno, or like, what's the point of doing? Like, what do y'all think?
Yeah, Amir, were you like trying to find it for research purposes, or for?
Honey, I just want to find it because I spent way too much time on their Instagrams, and then I fell into a rabbit hole of their mutual friends, and I was like, what am I doing at 3 a.m.? So I got lost a little bit. So I don't know. For me, I was like, what's the game plan? Because with Bravo celebrities, I'm always thinking in the back of my head, how are they going to pivot this to come back? So I wonder if Bruno's trying to get back on Below Deck, especially because Below Deck is now like such a franchise. So I'm just curious what you all think.
Or it's the total opposite, where it's like he knows he has no chance to come back, so he is like just like, okay, I might as well do porn. Like, it's sort of like I saw recently that one of the Bachelorette contestants is like has an OnlyFans with his girlfriend or something like that. I don't even know, but I'm not part of that world. But like, I feel like if you're gonna like go that route,
right,
you probably aren't coming back to Bravo. But I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong. But like, maybe he just like sees it as his opportunity to like, that's his spotlight now. I don't know.
No, I agree. I think that's probably the other route too, that he, especially if you do such a public thing, a big network like Bravo is probably not going to want to invite you back, if you already put everything and your mother out there, so I don't think that
his mother's in it. I was like, wait. What?
Everything.
Oh my god.
I was like, what is this? I was like, we're canceling Bruno. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I want to see it just because my Porn on Premium free trial expired, so I just need something else to find. So
okay, so you got to find it.
I do. I have to find it as well for research.
For the team.
Yeah, we're professionals. We need to know what's going on. If someone has a naked photo or a video, it's for research. Just
but I think the thing about it being like his storyline being produced and sort of like because I think in that article he said that nobody knew that he was like totally gay, or I don't know, or like whatever in whatever he was during that time. But it was like sort of like an open secret, but not really. And that's just it's just always sort of interesting to think about what those conversations were like between on camera and off camera, and just sort of like, I don't know. I always just like to fill the blanks there.
Well, there's a lot of producing that happens. Actually, when we get to the celeb drag race, I talked to Nico, who was on the first episode today, and I'll give you some tea about that BTS. I think producers get a lot more involved than you would really think, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad. You know, it can kind of, then people start saying it's not real and it's not reality and all of that. So it gets kind of dicey, you know?
Yeah. But you have to, I mean, I guess we're like all sort of aware, but there's so many people who watch who are totally unaware that happens, you know? But like for me, it's like, okay, if they had to like reenact a conversation, they had to reenact a conversation. I don't really care.
Right. Definitely. And because it's like for continuity purposes as well.
Yeah,
so
it makes for a good show.
It does. Absolutely. Before we move on to our next topic, I just wanted to thank everyone for being here with AfterBuzz TV. We are the ESPN of TV talk. We're here during quarantine. We love you guys. Please go like, subscribe, and comment on our channel, Gay Twitter, and we can get great guests like Gibson and have people on talking about all the things you want to hear about. And please go give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. And I love you guys. Another thing that I love are poppers. So let's jump into that. Topic. So Sam Smith, like, you know, they have in recent times become a bigger fixture in mainstream media. A lot of people are talking about them, and I think it's really, really powerful. And Sam said that, you know, loves to do poppers, was running around town with Nicole Scherzinger, doing them, according to the article, all over England. All right, great. So poppers are now, it seems, fetch. I think Drag Race is the first thing that, you know, straight people are now. Are we going to see straight couples doing poppers? I don't know. So what do y'all think about this? Is it newsworthy? Like,
I think so. Poppers? Well, just because I love Nicole Scherzinger, and I used to dance buttons with the chair choreography when I was 5. So, like, my uncle and my mom.
We need the footage. We need the
they
footage.
have footage. They're literally like, yeah. So
hey,
I love Nicole Scherzinger.
Okay, but did you throw the chair up like she did, like all the way?
Like, to make it laugh. It never worked out.
Just get a plastic chair. You'll be fine. Those things are heavy.
Right. Well, I mean, she's doing poppers, so maybe she's gonna come up with more music. Maybe she's inspired. I don't know. I don't do poppers, so I can't really weigh in on that aspect. But
yeah, I was gonna say poppers don't get you inspired.
Poppers, they make you feel great though. They're so relaxing.
True.
And they smell great. So more power to Sam Smith. They're awesome. Yeah. Spread the word, spread the love, spread the sex, safe sex, preferably. Well, maybe not right now, quarantine. But
no sex.
But you know, everyone should try poppers at least once. You know, why not? Come on.
I think it's great that they're just having fun. I feel like Sam Smith has never been more themselves, and like I just feel like they are living their best life, and that's just you know, that's all we all want. So
we're not mad at that.
Yeah, and if we were with Nicole Scherzinger, that's just an added bonus.
Yeah.
You know? She's more famous in England anyway.
She's so famous in England. It's
I know.
Crazy.
She's on like every freaking talent show there. So and she's you know
everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Gibson, you're gonna love this story. So fun tidbit story. I was at the library bar in LA. This is gonna sound very douchey, but I was at a meeting with some agents when I was a publicist, and Nicole Scherzinger was sitting across from us, and my friend knew her, and then walked over a Ladies of London. I think her name's Leah as well. Do you know, with short bob? She's from Ladies of London. So she came, I had no idea who she was. So she got in my photo and I posted it on Grindr, and all these gays were commenting, Ladies of London, Ladies of London. And I didn't watch it. So I was like, I don't know who she is. And so we've been friends since. And it's later she was like, Nicole thought you were weird. I was like,
through the Xfinity app.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe I'll try VH1 next time.
Yeah, VH1 app. I'm okay. I know Ollie made a face, so I know he has opinions. So Ollie, talk to me. About Celeb Drag Race. You made a face. You were
no, I like it. I enjoyed it.
Oh, you like it? Okay.
Yeah, the premiere. It takes a while to get you invested, but you actually it's cool that these celebrities, whether they're familiar with Drag Race or not, or just drag as an art form, it's cool that they're actually coming on the show being open-minded, supporting their chosen charities. Everyone has a different charity, and I think it's awesome. And it's, you know, promoting drag even further for the mainstream media. And a lot of people complain like, oh, there's just too much drag, like race and just too much drag content. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is your problem, dude?
Yeah,
like I don't understand. Like, okay, so you guys want all this representation, but then when there's too much of it, when there's only like three hours on Friday, you know, and there's spin-offs and whatnot, but I just don't understand, like, why are we trying to take away a representation is where I'm getting at. Like, I don't, you know, no one's asking you to watch 3 hours of Drag Race. You don't have to, but I think it's great. So, and I'm excited to see what's the next celebrity. So, yeah.
All right. Well,
would it help if they aired it not right after? If they aired like at a different time of year?
What they should have done is waited until this season's over, and then have a bridge. You know, so less.
Especially since none of the networks have like stuff they're like running their own content. So I'm surprised. Yeah, that was a choice.
It was.
That was a definite choice, which is I learned that early on when I came out. If someone said that's a choice, never a good thing. So I was always like, someone's like, I don't like your shirt. That's a choice. I'm like, all right, learn that early on. There was a lot of stuff on gay Twitter. I wonder if you guys agree, but there was a lot like of banter about like the celebrities weren't famous enough, and then like that was the first episode, and then the second episode they got Vanessa Williams. So it was like, do you think that the producers were like, okay, we don't want to ride out the gate, bring someone really famous, and kind of like, and I know Nico, and I know like I knew all of the people on the first episode, but I don't know that they're not like
superstars.
Everyone, they're not superstars, exactly. So I thought that. What did you guys think about like kind of holding out Vanessa Williams and Lonnie Love, you know, for the second episode?
Well, on our after show, Jayla kind of like hinted that this was actually going to be the finale of the Celebrity Drag Race, so they were saving this because even Vanessa Williams on the show says her entrance line was "Save the best for last." So that's an interesting theory.
That is interesting.
So, or they could have even like used this as the premiere to really reel viewers in. It's like, oh my gosh, you have Tammy, you have Vanessa, you have Lonnie Love, who I adore. So it's really interesting. I love this episode. This was like, I want more episodes like this, but who knows who they're gonna get next.
But you're right. It is bizarre that they would kick it off with like not a lackluster episode, but just sort of like anticlimactic, I would say, maybe with like the reveals or whatever.
Totally, like a secondary character from Riverdale. Like I watch Riverdale, I knew exactly who it was.
Wait, who was it? Oh my god!
It was one of the like
people in the gang. One of the people in the gang.
Yeah, one of the gangs. Like he looks like kind of he like looks mixed. He's like has long hair, super cute, tall.
He looks like he literally looks like Chrissy Teigen. Like that's because he did Chrissy Teigen. He looks like Chrissy Teigen. That's not
an insult. Look this up because I love Riverdale. So.
That's not that's not an insult. He even did her for like the Snatch Game, but he reminds me so much. Yeah, he looks like
so
Chrissy
interesting.
Teigen.
He literally looks like her. I forgot his name. He like went up against. Yeah, you got to look it up. I know Brian will get a kick out of this.
Yes.
He's our CW, you know, informant. You have all the info. So let me tell you guys. So when I talked to Nico, actually, I think it was today. So he told me that when they came in, they sat down Nico, and Nico's non-binary. And the producers were like, you know, because Nico came super snatched, was wearing a wig and heels and a bustier. And they were like, no, you got to look like Josh from Younger. Like, you got to tone it all the way down. We don't accept that. That's not what we want. And, you know, Nico felt really he felt like very produced. It was really hard for him to get out of his head. Because on the episode, I could tell, like, they were not in their head. Like, Nico was all over the place. So it was interesting that, like, kind of hearing that BTS of what we were talking about earlier, being super produced. But I just wanted to give you guys a little tease. That's all. From the
good tease.
I found who he is. Yeah, I know who he is. I love him.
That was quick. Yes. Internet. I love it. For our last topic, which I really want Gibson to weigh in on for us, the trailer of Real Housewives of New York. I was floored. Like,
you mean are you talking about Atlanta?
What did I say?
You said New York. We're
New
not
York
there yet. We're not.
New York is on my mind. I think Ramona has wormed. The Ramona stinger is inside of me. I am fully like indoctrinated. I love her. Yes, Real Housewives of Atlanta.
No complaints.
Yeah, thank you. The way that they put it all together, the zoom and clip, and then just Nene kicking over the stand. I mean, it was
so drag. Like all of them are
Yes.
so extra and so drag, and that's what I love about all of them. So talk to me a little bit about what you all thought about that little teaser trailer and how gay Twitter went nuts. Like people went fully in.
I think that the expectations were kind of low because it's sort of like we're used to these women like getting up from the couches and like lunging at each other or like storming out and like
that's my opinion.
exactly and like Teresa pushing Andy back in the day and like you know now it's just gonna be like they just like walk into another room in their house and like whatever but like the trailer was so the way they cut it was so great. Like that, they didn't even like mince words. They just like got into like the heated moments, and like that they showed all of them just like yelling at one other point. You had no idea what they were talking about, but like it just showed that like they were able to get heated, and like they all brought it, and the glam was epic. They're all in white. Like that's always whenever they're all in white, like that's when you know we're gonna get a good reunion, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then Nene just like shutting it down. It's like. Of course Nene did that, but I'm here.
I hope that's not the first episode. Like, come on, Nene always leaves when she can't deal with like she can dish it, but she can't take it. So I hope that's like the last like part 3 or whatever. But at least I was so surprised because that quality of their like webcams or whatever, 1080p, that is 4K. I was like, damn, the audio is sounding great. It's no problem with the Wi-Fi connections, but it's really going to be interesting to see like other reality television series with reunion episodes if they're going to follow suit of this form, because this is like one of the first reunions.
So Summer House aired theirs last night, which was like technically an episode of Watch What Happens Live, which like it was pretty boring if you ask me. Like that did not really work. And I know Vanderpump Rules also filmed a reunion virtually.
Right. Well, Gibson, I want the Zoom messages. I was talking to Hannah. I was texting her, and she sent Paige a bunch of messages in the Zoom. I want those. As everything happened, Hannah responding
that would be
to it.
fine. I didn't even think of that. Wow.
That's what I want.
Yeah. That would be like multimedia, like next level. Like it just pops up on the screen. Oh my god, I love that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. The one thing that was interesting, I saw an article on Page 6 today that was like talking about their glam and how some of them like were like Candy was like, I did my own makeup, like I did my own hair and makeup. But like some of them posted pictures from the reunion and like tagged their glam teams, and it's like, did they come over? Or did they like teach you on Zoom how to do your makeup? Or like, I'm not sure how that aspect works because like, you know, we're social distancing here. So I don't know if they're inviting people over to their, you know, it's probably less than 10 people, which I think is like the ordinance, but that's another thing. It's like, okay, who came over? Like who brought their lights over? Like were they dropped on the doorstep or like that's the stuff that I want to know because I would love behind the scenes footage of like that. You know, like
well, Kim posted that. Gibson, did you see Kim Kardashian posted something where it was like all the step by step, push this button, push that, like
that was so good. Like I like that. That's to me, it's like the ultimate breaking of the fourth wall, and like that's what everyone loves to see that on their shows these days. Like Beverly Hills is doing that, Potomac does that all the time. Like that's like what makes it really like next level interesting. So
absolutely. Are you talking about the Denise part? Bravo, bravo, effing bravo.
Bravo, bravo, effing bravo. Yes, you're supposed to yell that to have them cut the scene, but they get her dirty.
They did not cut that scene. They are dirty. They are dirty. Oh my god, that's amazing. I can't wait for that. When does that air again?
I think it airs this Sunday. Because they aired like the like lost footage or whatever episode, which actually had a really
that was awful.
It was really bad, but the last scene was really good. I wasn't gonna even watch it, but I heard that they basically, I don't know why they didn't put this scene in the season, but it's this scene where they kind of close down Snakegate. They're literally all in a room except for Kenya, I think. Giovanna's there, and they all just like Giovanna gets caught in the middle, and then we haven't seen her since. So like, I'm not sure like why they didn't put that in the scene, but like. Giovanna from Clark, like she's out of here.
In Versace, head to toe Versace.
I know.
She was out. That's crazy. Oh my god, that's amazing. So yeah, everyone watch that on Sunday. It's gonna be dope. Okay, let's go into Brian's Pop Diva Dish. We're talking Selena Gomez. Hit us with it.
Hello. I love Selena Gomez, so I just want to get your thoughts. She, of course, had her new album come out, Rare, Obsessed, earlier this year. She's also coming out with a socially conscious beauty line called Rare Beauty, which I'm absolutely obsessed and I want to see that. But I do know that she's a very polarizing figure on gay Twitter. Some people love her, some people do not. So I want to get your thoughts. Do we love Rare? Do we love Rare Beauty? Do we love Selena Gomez in general? Because I am the biggest Selena Gomez fan. I can't even get myself to listen to anything Justin Bieber. Like literally on Spotify, I have to press next. Like that's how much I support her. So like literally, like I couldn't even write an article about Ariana Grande's collaboration because I was so hurt. Like I was hurt. So
that's real.
This is intense.
It's like Ariana Grande and then Selena Gomez is like right there. So it's like, yeah, it's struggle for me. But what are your guys' thoughts? I don't know. Tell me. Do you love Selena Gomez? Do you not?
Well, you set us up. It's like no one can say they hate her now. I'm like, you're just gonna leave the conversation. You're gonna just turn it off. I'm like,
Selena Gomez, she has some bops. You know, she has some bops. Okay. She's not one of my favorites, but she always comes out with great music. Yeah, and I am the opposite. I don't even like Justin Bieber, but I will play Beauty and the Beat. Like I'll go off on that so hard. I don't even like him. I do not like him. But I'm fake fan. But yeah, shout out to Selena for working hard. She has multiple projects, it sounds like.
I love Rare. Like Rare was definitely one of my favorite albums of this year so far. I think it's so good. Yes. The deluxe edition was like a pretty good. I don't think it like added like that much to it, but like
same.
Boyfriend's a solid song.
Great.
I love Rare. I think Selena, like again, like she's not like one of my favorites because like I don't connect with her like personality as much as I do some of the other pop girls. Mm-hmm. I've always just had this feeling like she's obviously gone through a lot and you have to like respect that, but yeah, I also have this feeling that like there's like things that like they're not telling us about what she's gone through. Like I don't think we've gotten the full story. And like, you know, we don't need the full story to love them, but it'd be nice if like we just were like let in a little bit more with her, I think.
Sure.
But like her music I think she's like very consistent music wise. Like Revival, amazing album. Rare, amazing album.
That tour was amazing.
It Ain't Me with the Kygo is a great song. Like the songs in between the albums are good. I'm not sure the cooking show, like I'm not totally sure about that. I'm not totally sure about
That's
the
what I was
cooking
gonna
show.
say next.
Well, like I just like she's a very like even keeled person from what I can tell. So I mean, maybe it's gonna be like a very soothing cooking show. I don't really know what it's like.
I don't know.
I don't know though. Yeah.
When like someone's even keel like that, because Anthony did a show too, and it's like he's hot, so it kind of works, but he's so boring.
It's not engaging.
Like, it's so
right.
It's not engaging.
And
with cooking, you have to like throw stuff.
Is she gonna have guests on it? Do we know?
Oh. I haven't heard that yet. I do want to know though, because I mean, if they produced it now, then she better not. But if it's already been produced, then we will see. But yeah,
I think it's exciting for her to like do something new, but like I'm not sure I will be, you know, getting an HBO Max subscription to watch it.
Same here. Literally, but yeah, love her. The Heart Wants What It Wants and Lose You to Love Me. Like I wasn't like one tear. Like I was like in my pillow, like crying, like literal like balls of tears. I love her so much.
Journey. What a journey.
Yes. Amir, what do you think? Do you love her?
I have a lot of opinions. So I'm like kind of, if I was in high school now, I would decorate my locker with Selena Gomez. So I'm a little low-key obsessed. I've never, like, I know people are going to come for me, but I've never fully connected to Beyonce or Madonna. Britney Spears was one that I connected with, and Selena Gomez. So Selena Gomez for me, like, I just feel like her talking about mental health with Miley Cyrus was so intense, like so much needed.
That was good.
Seeing the inside of her bathroom as a fan, for me, that was everything. Like, I needed to see where she lives and puts her head down to sleep. Like, that gave me life. I've been to appearances with her. Someone broke their head at an appearance because they were chasing her and someone literally cracked their head.
Oh my God.
Ambulance came. It's intense being Selena Gomez. I went to her concert and she's so real. Like, she literally stopped halfway through, guys, and was like, I'm too tired to sing anymore. And I just love her for that. Like, I love someone that can just be themselves in that environment. So I'm just very much here for her. I can't say enough. So before I make this whole show about Selena, we should probably skedaddle and move along because I will cry. Like Brian said, I will cry into my pillow as well. Like, I love her. Let's move on to Ollie's segment, Read All About It. So take it away, babe.
Yeah, real quick, because I know we're short on time. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts because this week, Monday night, there was a Rona rave in New York, and all the gays, including one of the gay porn stars, Ian Frost, I watched one of his films last night, you know, and it's just so sad that like, oh my gosh, we support one of his films. we support
cinematic masterpiece.
Academy Award winning. No, but it's like I support porn stars so much to the T, but when they pull stuff like this, they have tremendous followings and they're posting the Rona rave all over their stories, all over social media. There's like at least 20 people there, and it's just really unfortunate. It's irresponsible. It's disgusting. Those people are going to leave with something else that they did not come with. So I just want to know your quick thoughts, because this was really like really hard to see on gay Twitter, and I know they were getting dragged, these people at the party.
Good.
Yeah, rightfully so. Yeah,
rightfully so. Especially in New York, like a city that I was literally on the phone with a producer today, and she was like, this city is like hit in a very, she's like, we're literally living a movie and people don't understand what we're going through. And so I just think that it's so irresponsible. We know a lot of people died actually from coronavirus from going to the white party or the winter party that happened in March. So come on, like this is like, and I'm not a doctor, but I would think that if you got even an STI or anything else, it would make your immune system lower to be able to even fight off coronavirus. So you should not be having sex even at the risk of getting an STI or something. Like, just, I don't know, all of these porn stars, I'm friends with Arad, and Wesley, they're all posting like OnlyFans for free. Like porn stars are trying to create content for us. Like you don't set a bad example for us and go to this party. Like you're setting a bad example. Like for what? For a couple of hours of fun? Like it's just so tacky.
Yeah.
There was a DJ.
Yeah. And they also just all doubled down on it. Like after it blew up, none of them like really apologized. At least that I saw. Like it's like all the like initial reactions from them were like they did nothing wrong. You know what I mean? Or like I don't know. There's no, the attitude was just like so selfish and just not a good look.
Not a good look. The name is good though. Like I hate to say
Rona Rave.
Rona Rave. It's like, am I gonna hashtag that at some point tonight? Yes, but that's just me. So I like the name. I don't like what they did.
Have solo Rona Raves.
Yes.
Oh my God, solo Rona Rave. That's my new hashtag for TikTok.
Yeah.
Find Bruno's video and then have a Rona Rave.
Right. Yes,
exactly.
There it is.
Yes.
I'm putting that on my to-do list for later.
So good. So good. I love it. That is our show. That was so fun. Gibson, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so fun.
Of course. You're so fun. And if you're not following Gibson on Twitter and Instagram, you're missing out. So tell us where they can follow you.
Yes, you can follow me at Gibsonoma, both on Instagram and Twitter. That's GIBSONOMA. And yeah, I live tweet like all the housewives incessantly. It's like kind of scary. And so definitely follow me.
Amazing.
Fun.
Yeah. Before you go, what's your favorite tweet? Because there's so many that I like. I feel like a stalker. Sometimes I'm liking all of your tweets.
No, don't.
But what's your all-time favorite?
There was. I'm trying to think. One time. Okay, so I'll do two. One Bravo, one non.
Okay, sure.
The non-Bravo one was there was this, because we all love Chrissy Teigen. So I like the one time like a year and a half ago, she was out to lunch and Luna was with her and she was like had buttered pasta and she reached across the table and picked up the Parmesan cheese and there was a spoon in it. But instead of using the spoon, she just like dumped the entire thing of Parmesan cheese on her pasta. And so I like screen recorded it and tagged Chrissy on Twitter and she retweeted it. So that was just like, that lived for like months. And then I always love on Atlanta when they caption like the asides, like they're just like the little like insults that they do on the side that like aren't part of the main conversation, and they're so good at like making sure that text gets on the screen so that you know they said it. So earlier this season when there was like the Nini Kenya hotel thing in Toronto, I just like screenshotted a bunch of those like Marlo one-liners and like when she called Cynthia like a bald-headed scallywag or something like that. And like there was all these like amazing things and I put them all together. And I was just like, the Real Houses of Atlanta producers deserve Emmys. Like the work they do is the Lord's work. And I just think it's uncelebrated in the mainstream.
It really is. Especially the editors on Summer House as well. Like those editors.
Oh, they're good. Well. They're really good.
So good. Yeah. So good. Well, thank you again. I could talk to you forever, but that was so fun.
I'll come back.
So fun. Yes, please come back anytime you like. And Brian, where can everyone follow you in the meantime?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at the Brian Santos.
Yes. Ollie?
Hey guys, it's Ollie Jordan. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at Ollie Dreamer.
Perfect. And you can follow me at ___ on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Go see all my thirsty videos. Love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.